Why only monochromatic for you?
Because I'm a simple dresser. I can be loud with accessories, or I can be loud with other ways. But like when I put on my clothes, I want it to be simple. I want it to be easy. I don't really want there to be a lot of fuss.
One style rule that you look to break.
Men should be able to wear crop jackets.
Style icon that shaped you.
I think anything that Jerry Lorenzo does or Sabyasachi does, so cool.
Favorite fabric to work with right now? What do you get when you mix South Asian soul, New York edge, and runway level storytelling? You get Osama Syed. And today we're unpacking how fashion becomes a medium for identity, power, and global presence. He's redefining fashion, not just by what we wear, but how we tell our story through style. In this episode of More Style, I sit down with Osama, founder of luxury label SAAF Garments and celebrity stylist, whose designs have turned heads across the globe, from flamboyant minimalism to cross-cultural craftsmanship. Syed's brand fuses South Asian heritage with American streetwear and elegant rebellion. So let's dive into this episode. Thank you, Osama, for gracing me with your presence.
Great intro. Thank you so much.
Well, I am so excited to get into today's episode and talk about SAAF Garments and
Thank you.
Where this all began. So
let me take you to kind of where it started. So I'm not professionally trained as a fashion designer. So let's start there.
This is how we met.
This is how. Yeah.
Well, we met. Okay, really quick, guys. We met at a good friend of ours show, her show, just a couple months ago,
Correct.
And I was like, oh my God, I love your style. Like, who are you wearing? And you said, me. I said, I love your shoes. Who is that? Me.
Yep.
The glasses, me. So, okay.
Yep.
So let's.
So that's actually interesting because like one of the things that I've learned through this journey, and I'm going to hop around a little bit, but is that perspective is really important. And I realized as I kind of created that my perspective was unique enough to have a place. And so that's kind of has given me a little bit of battery in my back to kind of keep going, because this is a marathon at a sprint's pace at times.
Ooh,
and the highs are highs and the lows are lows, like any art form. But the kind of the genesis of when this started, this was in May of 2022. And actually today's Eid, and they started on Eid in May 2022. So it's such
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years ago. And every Eid, so in New York City, in Washington Square Park, there's like this big Eid celebration. And it's actually been dubbed the Met Gala for Muslims.
Nice.
Yeah. And so people do show out. And so I would always get an outfit made. Like I would draw one up and I'd get it made because I wanted to look a certain type of way. And that year's particularly, I got an outfit made that was really inspired by the Mughal Empire and whirling dervishes out of Turkey. And it was, this cropped top type of a look with pleats on the bottom. And I got this made and I basically fused the two together. And I made this like pleated long jacket and I wore it in May of 2022. And I have never gotten so many compliments in my life. And my wife just kind of looked at me and she was just like, you have to do something with this. And that's kind of where it started. And I had, no industry connections. I had no idea how to make clothes. I still don't know how to sew clothes. I didn't even know what a pattern was at that time. And so from May of 2022, I kind of like turbocharged the journey, started researching factories, how I can get these made. I do have contacts in India. And that I am Indian, so that's kind of where it started.
Yeah.
And so I grew up in America as an American, but I'm Indian, but I'm very American. My journey and the crossroads that I sit at is I grew up listening to R&B, hip hop, like that was my contextual point. And like in the 90s, I grew up with like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and like just all of that. And so I was informed at the same time by Bollywood culture. And you'd get to these like celebratory events and there was really no representation in that space. You would get Indian clothes that looked very Indian, or you got American clothes that looked very American. And like, I know I'm not the only one who my journey's not unique, but there wasn't a way to be able to take the silhouettes that are revered. They're classic silhouettes. but they aren't at the forefront of American culture. And so that's kind of where SAAF Garments exists. I basically said, okay, let's take the silhouettes that are not uncommon in India, but New York has given me such an identity. Like, I love this city so much, so much. And so, and I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, so I can't claim it because, you got to be very careful about claiming New York City.
Oh my God. So
But yeah, exactly. So really where this has kind of come together is when I came to New York, this was in like 2017,
Okay.
my perspective almost exploded. Like the fashion scene here, the way people moved, the way in which people dressed. People who were wearing pajamas looked way better than anything I've ever seen before. The way people put on a shirt or put on a jacket, it was just so nuanced. And so taking that, being informed by that, and then just trying to bring forward like the cultural aspect of the things that I like to see, the things I like to wear. A pleated long jacket is like so common in India, but people don't wear that anymore. Like, that's like ancient, literally ancient.
Where in India?
Yeah, it's ancient. It's
Okay.
like from like the 17th century.
Oh,
Like, people
okay.
are not really wearing it. But like it's still so cool. There's so much history to that. And brands in India have definitely reimagined it, but it's not in a contextual wear whereby somebody in New York will just put it on and walk outside because it's like bright orange or like bright green with like a bunch of embroidery and like handwork. For me, if I think about New York, it's like Gotham City. It's black and white. It's like, 90s animated black Batman. Like,
Ooh,
that's
that's a
what I
good
think
one.
about. So for me, it was really about bringing those two kind of ideals together, and the color story originally started with black and ivory, and so and it was kind of the juxtaposition between light and dark, and really trying to communicate a storyline, and really focusing in and removing the absence of color was really more about focusing on the craftsmanship of the garments. So SAAF Garments is really about tailoring, structured silhouettes, and things that make people feel comfortable, but also like iconic and cool, and anyone can wear it. The brand is South Asian because I am South Asian, but it really is for anyone. And we've had amazing celebrities wear it. You mentioned celebrity stylist. I've
Yeah.
never been called that before, but I'll take it
You
because
are.
because I have been very fortunate in a relatively short amount of time to be able to work with renowned celebrity stylists. We've had some amazing people wear the brand and love the brand. So the story, and I'll continue to kind of dive into it, but that's kind of like at a 30,000 foot view, like how it all
Nice.
started.
In what space? Were you in the tech space? Isn't that right? Or
So
Right.
I was like, yeah, corporate. I was
Okay,
just, yeah,
corporate.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, just
so really, this is so brand new. This
completely,
a
yeah.
whole new industry, whole new like idea and baby. But what you've done in 3 years is huge.
Some days I'm like, I'm not where I want to be, but some days I have to kind of take inventory of like where, the journey has taken me. It's taken me to meet wonderful people like yourself. I mean, I think that's the coolest part is that this is such a space that is um, open to like everyone who likes any idea of this space wants to tap in and wants to like have a discussion about it. And I could really geek out about it. And I'm like super happy to be here to be able to do
Yay, me too, because I can geek out about it too.
that.
It's definitely my space. I remember the first time I was invited to Fashion Week,
hmm
and I was like, "Oh wait, you will invite me?" And
Right.
this was from Chow, her first show at the tailor. It
Okay.
wasn't even her collection now. And she goes, "You want to come?" And I was like, "Oh my God, of course I want to
Totally.
come." And ever since I got invited and invited and invited, and the shows keep getting better and better and
Totally.
bigger and bigger. And I'm just like, this is just,
By the way, shout out to Shout. That leather outfit that she had on that show,
yes,
chef's kiss. I
yes.
mean, truly. It was so, I mean,
Her last show was just like truly, truly.
truly.
But it was really cool to see her, and we won't. This is your time to shine.
Sure.
But I just want to say this was where she really came out as like who Shao New York that
Sure.
line is,
Sure.
and she even said it herself.
I mean, it was a slam dunk.
Yeah,
I mean, from the 3-point line.
yeah. Oh, I do want to talk about SAAF means clean in Urdu,
Yeah.
and I love that. But what does clean represent to you in context of fashion, identity, and your journey?
Yeah, so I think for me, it's really about being able to have clean silhouette. Like,
Okay.
and I'm a monochromatic type of person. Like everything I have created collections that mix and match, but I won't typically mix and match. I'm like
Interesting.
all ivory or all black or all denim. Like I'm typically not going to mix and match. And that's kind of how I live my life. Everything's kind of color coordinated all the
Mhm.
way through. And that's just how that's my personal preference. But clean aesthetics are so important to me.
Mhm.
And when I was starting the brand, I really wanted people to be able to say the words like, "Oh, that looks clean," without
Mm.
actually understanding what SAAF actually meant. And the reason why I named it SAAF Garments and not just SAAF is because I wanted to be able to make it roll off the tongue. SAAF is a new word for those people who don't speak Urdu,
Okay.
but garments is not. And so kind of the juxtaposition of I speak Urdu and I speak English. And so
Mm.
if I can bring this to the forefront and make it something that's meaningful and people now you know what soft means,
Mhm.
right? And so but oftentimes when I was wearing my clothes, like, oh man, that's a clean outfit. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively. And so that's kind of what it means to me. I really want to be able to, if anybody wears soft garments, I want them to present their very best self in a way that's representative of them stepping into their moment, but at the
Mhm.
same time, a clean silhouette where other people can look at it and be like, oh, I want to dress like that.
Yeah.
And so and it's not loud, but, it has been described as flamboyant,
Minimalist.
minimalistic.
Yes.
Yeah, so, like, that's kind of where it sits, and it really is that. It's very loud, but it's subdued. There's, like, restraint in the way in which,
Mm.
the garments fall, and I think that has to do a lot with the way in which, I've designed the clothes. Like, we have structured shoulders, so therefore, there's restraint in the shoulders just being, the silhouette's, like, structured and it's not slouchy and um it's not intended to be larger than life, but then I add pleats at the bottom, which then if you are wearing a pleated long jacket as an example,
Yeah.
if you twirl in that like a whirling dervish would, the pleats would rise. And so there's like just a lot of nuances to that. And now we're evolving. Like now I have a crop jacket. This crop jacket that I'm wearing today is inspired by the first iteration of our crop jacket, which didn't have any buttons, it
Mm.
didn't close, and that was directly inspired by whirling dervishes in Turkey. Because I was in Turkey in 2022 and I saw whirling dervishes and like, oh my God, that's such an outfit. How do I bring that to the forefront? How do I pair that with
Mm.
a pant instead of what they were wearing? And so
Yeah.
that's kind of how,
Yeah.
yeah, it's involved.
So I mean, I see that in all of your work. I mean, obviously, since I've met you, I follow you and watch what you're wearing. Oh, wait, one quick question. Why only monochromatic for you?
So I think I will, to me, that's like the easiest way to be able to have a sense of uniform. And I really like that.
Ah.
I really, because I'm a simple dresser. Like I can be loud with accessories or I can be loud with other ways. But like when I put on my clothes, I want it to be simple. I want it to be easy. I don't really want there to be a lot of fuss.
Mm.
And for me, being able to put on a monochromatic outfit and step out the door, that's the easiest way for me to get 0 to 100 and get to where I need to be while looking good. And I want to be able to extend that to those people who are also trying to, wear really cool stuff
Yeah.
and feel really, really good without having to overthink it. So
Mhm.
it's really just boils down to that very simple kind of
Got it.
motto.
Well, do you know it lengthens and also when you're wearing darker monochromatic, it slims. So,
Well, that's it. I mean, so actually, one of the things dressing men
mhm.
particularly
Yeah.
has been informative in a lot of ways. But many men who are absolutely jacked, have 8 packs, are still concerned about their waistband
Mhm.
and their waist size. And being able to design for that is something that I too struggle with kind of that body image. And so for me, high-waisted trousers, elastic bands in the trouser, being able like the one third, 2/3 kind of proportions,
Right.
those really have helped the way in which people are able to kind of consume the look.
Mhm.
And oftentimes if you ask, and in my experience, when you ask another male who's not really stylistically inclined to wear a crop jacket, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. And I'm like, no, trust me on this one. If you're able to do it, if you try it, you put a high-waisted pant on it. It's a incredible look. I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I see that the jacket, what you call a crop jacket, is not a typical jacket length.
Yep.
But I think it hits at the waist.
It does.
So you're able to you're not showing the abdomen.
Correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think maybe people here is like, well, I'm not wearing like a crop.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
actually hitting at the waist.
It is hitting at the waist.
So-
And the trousers go above the waistline. So that way, the illusion of lengthening, slimness, all hits.
I love that you learned all of this.
I have.
So great.
I have. Yeah, yeah. It's all kind of like accelerated, frankly speaking.
Yeah.
And in fact, even in the learning process, one of the things is that I know I'm new to this. Right? I'm completely new to this. I'm not a fashion guru by any stretch of the imagination, and a lot of things. And I'm very transparent about the journey. I post about it all the time. Like, I'm really just kind of figuring out as I go.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm very specific about is the quality of craftsmanship and who I work with. So who I work with, these are generational artisans. The people who are making my clothes, they've been doing this for years.
Wow.
When I started my factory in India, these are generational tailors in Delhi who go back like 7, 8 generations. It's in their bloodline. Like, that's what they know. So when I draw, and my drawing leaves a lot to be desired. But when I draw these things and I'm able to kind of, put these, for lack of better words, tech packs together in my, terrible handwriting. But when I'm able to kind of send that over to them and say, hey, look, I need you guys to put this together.
Yeah.
They immediately know what to do.
They get you.
They get it. And they're able to execute in a way that's like flawless. We just released these sunglasses as an example.
These are so nice.
Thank you so much. And one of the things that was really, where does some of the best brands manufacture sunglasses? Japan. Sabai, Japan, specifically.
Okay.
So I went there. Like, that's where I went. That's where our factory is. So I reached out to a factory in Sabai, Japan, and I said, look, I need to make sunglasses. And they're like, we don't even know who you are. I was like, well.
Don't you know me?
Right. I was just like, you will.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah. So, and the conversation on sunglasses, we started in January of 2023. And, January 2024. And now we're just launching in, June of 2025. So that's kind of the journey that it takes.
Okay.
But, iteration after iteration. I've never designed sunglasses in my life.
Yeah.
Right. So my first iteration of sunglasses, I cut out cardboard. I put it on my face, and I was like, okay, do these dimensions work for me? So it's like kind of like that. It's being scrappy. Like, SAAF Garments, what it represents is I want it to be really top quality, backed by generations of people who've been doing this. And for me, the most important thing is being able to tell that story. So like, I can, cash the check to the bank on the fact that, we have really great people working on the brand with me as partners. The shoes are manufactured in Italy. The silhouette is very Indian. Like,
Yeah.
you can find the silhouette
I wish
in, yeah, I wish, yeah.
Just have to go look at
Yeah, you just have to
online.
look at the shoes, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Just gotta figure that out.
But the silhouette, and when I found the factory in Italy to make the shoes, they never make a shoe. They've never made a shoe like this. Like, they're like, this silhouette. They're like, oh, is it a moccasino? I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And so to be able to find, and again, these are factories who are making for like the best brands in the world, the biggest luxury fashion houses in Europe, coming out of Europe, who are also making my shoes. And so there's like
That's
this
dope.
it's so dope. It's so dope. I mean, and the thing is, Celeste, is like when you're working as a brand new brand, and this is just maybe for those who are trying to make it happen. A lot of the challenges is that the process of being able to tell a story, create and develop products is democratized. Anyone can literally do it. That is not the barrier. You can get access to the factories. You can be able to do design whatever you want to design. But being able to convince those people in the world, anyone, to transact, and that transaction is not just they purchase something from you. That's a belief in you, belief in the vision. That's the hard part. That's comes through time. And it's such an interesting place that we're at as consumerism today.
Yeah.
We went to this like height of consumerism with fast fashion. and then we went to quiet luxury, and then we pulled back. And then now, if you look at Instagram or if you look anywhere on TikTok, everyone is telling a wonderful story. Everyone has a relatively good product. And now you have these generational fashion houses who are tapping into what this new generation is doing in terms of storytelling and be able to tell their story around heritage, etc. And so to survive in this game is really the distance of time. And like and to continue to like pound the pavement, to be able to continue to tell the story, to be able to have a unique perspective. And so for SAAF Garments, that's craftsmanship, that's heritage, that's luxury. But luxury is just such a nuanced term. What does luxury mean for one person versus somebody else? And so for me, I really want to play in a space where people feel really good about what they're wearing. So to me, that's luxury. And like SAAF Garments will always be that. We will always be that place where people can put on a fit. And if that fit's a monochromatic fit, head to toe, I often, and I'm sure I said this to you, like, oh, what are you wearing? It's like, yo, are shoes yours? Like, yep, head to toe. And that to me is so meaningful. I want to be able to create these wardrobes for people where anything you put on from SAAF Garments, you're going to feel really good. And ideally, you put on the whole fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what obviously was like what you were wearing, but then you're like, me, 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 me. And I was like, wait a second. Like, I've never heard that about anyone, any
Sure.
designer, any like other than, someone's head to toe in Louis, which is ridiculous. But sorry. I love Louis Vuitton, but just not head to toe,
Sure.
But for you, because it's minimalistic,
Yep.
right? It's monochromatic, it works.
Thanks.
I think it
Thank
really
you.
does.
Thank you.
So it was just really sleek, in my opinion, like clean, like you said, clean lines.
Yep.
And you could just see it's even clean in the colors.
Yep.
So
Yep. And like one of the things that, I'm thinking about introducing is color. And color is such a nuanced thing because now we're like 2 years in, and it's like, oh, well, because now like it's gonna be like the first color. So we're kind of baby stepping into it. So in June, we're gonna be dropping the denim sets, which are black but also indigo denim.
okay.
So that will be kind of our first foray into denim. And then there is brown is upcoming, chocolate brown, which I'm really excited about.
You wear that though.
I do wear it. Yeah,
Okay.
I have
But it's
samples of it.
not
No,
out.
it's one of one.
Okay.
Anytime you see
Oh.
anytime you see brown, that's one of one.
Okay.
That's not been replicated. These are just samples that I've been wearing, and I've really been trying to get the right brown. I want like this deep chocolate brown. Incidentally, we made the shoes. We got the shoe color. That's pending. But that's brown. Chocolate brown will be the next color.
Well, if it's a true chocolate brown, it's universal for cool and warm undertones, so it will work on anyone.
Well, I'm gonna take that to the bank then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very few browns because brown is typically warm,
Yep.
but that chocolate adds the coolness to the
Yep.
brown. So you're dead on.
I'm really gonna have to spend some time on color story with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
And then you can pick your colors like, wisely and what represent your company
Sure.
and like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it can be a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, and one of the risks is that, being in this one of the things that I'm really mindful of, particularly because my journey is very much so American. Like very much so, like deeply rooted. I can't really say it's an Indian journey because it's not. I grew up very American with a Indian backstory, right? I grew up in a house where my grandmother, she only spoke Urdu. She never learned English. She passed at 92. Like, so I had a lot of cultural nuance there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my experience every day I left the house was very American. And so I cannot pretend to be anything but that. Because if I go to India, I'm very American.
Right.
So when I'm telling these stories, like as an example, what somebody had said to me, hey, you should like do red because that's the Indian thing to do. Like, I'm like, absolutely not. Because that's not consistent with my brand.
Yeah.
And I didn't ever wear red before I started the brand.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's really about being able to do things that are authentic to me, the experience that I have. But also, I'm thinking about it from the perspective of somebody who is American, who has gone through the journey that I've gone through or has gone through a similar journey somewhere else in different parts of America. And so being able to design for that and really on the global stage, which the only thing that I was like really interested in year one was the color red on a red carpet.
Yes.
So like
Okay.
that was really kind of like, okay, how do we get soft garments on a red carpet? And
And you
so
have.
we've had some pretty incredible, shout out to Bobby Burke, the
Yes.
first person, love you, Bobby, the first person, who wore soft garments on a red carpet. So it was like incredible.
That's such a magical moment for
Such a
you.
magic, and I tell him all the time. I'm like, dude, you changed my life. It's really amazing.
I love that he took that, like, he seems creative in that space.
100%. And like, not only did he like take the opportunity, but like follow it through. Like, I have so much love and adoration for him because it's just, it's amazing. Like he took a chance on me, and for no other reason. He liked it, and that cosign can go so far and you just never know. Like for somebody on the receiving end,
Yeah.
it's like I have a lot of respect for that and admiration for it. But then it also kind of I lean into myself and say, okay, if I can do that for somebody else, how do you pay it forward? How do you give somebody the green light when you don't even know that they're going to be looking for that green light? So
Yeah.
that's like really important to me. And one of the things about if anyone asks me about soft garments, I'm happy to give them the whole playbook. I'm like, this is how you do it. This is how you start a brand. This is how you deliver the product. But again, as I just shared to you, you can give somebody the play by play. And in 2025, to be able to convince somebody else to invest their hard earned money
Mhm.
on your story, like that's the challenge that I think anyone would be faced with today.
Well, you created the like and trust, connection pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so that's interesting because I it's a work in progress if you ask me.
Mhm.
I think that I'm really trying to be as transparent as possible around it. And I want people, if I pack the packages myself. Like I'm packing every package
I
that goes
see you
out.
steaming all the
Yep, I
garments,
steam the
and
garments
you
before
put
they go
love
out.
into it.
I put love into it.
Yeah.
It's like it's a really meaningful. This is like this is my heart and soul, And so if somebody raises like a quality issue, or if somebody says like, "Hey, I didn't really like this," please give me the feedback.
Yeah.
Like it's a gift. Like let me know how it goes. When I was designing the shoes, as an example, my Italian factory, they said, "Hey, you're designing." I'm the fit model, by the way, for all the
Nice.
clothes, shoes, what have you. And my factory said to me, like, "Hey, you have a really narrow foot. It's not gonna fit American consumers." So I greenlit the full production run on the shoes
Uh-huh.
based on my foot.
Okay.
And thank God it worked
It
out. It
worked.
worked. It worked. Yeah, so, I'm glad I didn't listen to the factory there because
Mm,
they were asking me to, widen the way in which but it was gonna change the aesthetic of the shoe.
gotcha.
And I was really trying to make sure that the vision like, I will not put something out that I'm not 100% about.
Yeah.
Like, I just won't do it. It's not worth it to me.
But it's your name. It's like
It's everything.
it's your baby. Like, it's literally
Everything.
everything.
It's everything, and I wouldn't, have it any other way. Like the sunglasses, we iterated, we sampled it like umpteen times, and when it finally landed, I was like, "Oh my god, like we really did something here." Like I'm really proud of the sunglasses. I'm really proud of the way the 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 frame, the
Mhm.
length, the color choices, the craftsmanship's incredible. It's handcrafted in Japan. The acetate comes from Italy, so, like, it's, like, fully like,
Yeah.
I could take this to the bank. It's
Nice.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I used to be in eyewear a long time ago. I've
Is that
done
right?
yeah.
What haven't you done,
I've done a
Celeste?
lot. So, I feel like it molded me to everything that I do today, right?
Sure, I
It's
can
like
only
this,
imagine.
this, 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 and it's like, "Okay, here we
Yeah,
go."
yeah,
I mean, I just love hearing your passion, everything that you put in your heart, soul, blood, sweat, tears,
yep.
and still watching you grow because it only has been a few months, and just seeing you're just really shining.
Thank
So,
you. And
um,
I will also say, I think, like, in the past couple of months, I've really like, when I think about the journey in 2023, I was, like, inside my shell,
yeah,
and, like, I really used 2024 to, like, really ramp up that and to, like, to get out of my shell around making connections, and I think it was a little bit around imposter syndrome. I'm like, "Well, I've never done this before."
right.
I'm in meeting, like, "industry experts," quote, unquote. Um and at the end of the day, what I've realized is everybody's just trying, and there's wonderful and beautiful connections to be made. There's amazing people who are willing to like really provide insight on color theory,
Nice.
which we're gonna have to connect afterwards. But that's like really important to me, to be able to build genuine connections and like really make this a community effort to like move this idea forward. And SAAF Garments is well bigger than me now. Like the idea of it. And today's Eid, so at the function this morning, my wife was talking to somebody and they're like, "Oh, well, what does your husband do?" He's like, "Oh, he has this brand called SAAF Garments." And that lady's reaction was like, "Oh my God, like you're famous." And I'm like, "Well, that's a little bit of a stretch." I was like, I don't know all of that. But to have any sense of notoriety about something that was a brainchild of mine that I was like sketching 2-3 years ago, for it to be known, for us to even be having this conversation,
Yeah.
it's like a pinch me moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this was all in my head not too long ago. I was just scribbling. I was just trying to get a fit off, 3 years ago to look really good. And now it's kind of snowballed into this place where it's a mainstay. Many of the stylists in Hollywood know the brand. And it has a very specific type of silhouette that is alternative to like standard suiting,
Yeah.
which I'm like, great. Great. One of the coolest things and moments that we had also was Benson Boone. Before Benson Boone popped off, he wore SAAF Garments to like some random party, and then like the next week he came out with like Beautiful Things, and then he had a video shoot for another song and he wore SAAF Garments, and it was like just amazing. Then he requested to have a custom color, so we did a
Oh,
custom color
what
for
color?
him. We did baby blue.
Pretty.
And he wore it on the Tonight Show
Okay.
when he was doing as a musical guest. Super cool, like incredible. Got to meet him, and like that's the cool thing about it, being able to be on a journey where you experience people in their craft, and you see them doing what they're doing, and to have a perspective. Because before that, I was just like an audience member, and I didn't really have a creative outlet to be able to contribute. I was just there to support the idea of whatever that artistic form was, whether it's a movie, a play, a concert. But now I have a perspective. And like I love that. I love being able to say, like, no, I have like a perspective on design and clothes and being able to story tell. And my favorite part is being able to do campaigns. Like that's my absolute favorite part.
Really?
Yeah, I love being able to so the
Your last
sunglasses.
one
Yeah,
was amazing.
thank you so much. That means
Yeah.
a lot. So the sunglasses are named Wazir, and Wazir is named after a Bollywood movie, which and it was a film, but Wazir is a fantasy chess piece that no longer exists.
Okay.
And in Urdu it translates to like minister. And I was just and that chess piece became kind of like the baseline of how we shot the campaign. So the campaign imagery is like rolling out slowly, but we recreated the very famous Ronaldo and Messi chess shot that they did. I think it was like a year ago or last year, and that was kind of like the mood board.
That's so cool.
So yeah,
Love this.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I get to really get into, I've been wanting to do this for some time. And I think last time it was another holiday.
yeah, it was Ramadan.
Oh, Ramadan, which is like,
yeah,
no,
I wasn't gonna be
you're
able to
like,
do it.
Celeste, I'm going to be fasting. I'm not going to be in a good mood. No energy,
yeah,
whatever.
no energy.
Today worked out.
Today
I'm
really
so
did.
excited. But I
Yeah.
have some questions I
For
want to
sure.
just kind of quick lightning round.
Let's do it.
All right. So it's about fabric, form, and future. Favorite fabric to work with right now?
Denim.
Okay. One style rule that you look to break.
Men should be able to wear crop jackets.
Nice. Love it. Okay. And who is a dream collaborator of yours?
There's actually a couple. I would love to dress Pat Riley.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, I'm a
really?
big
'Cause that's okay. And my questions, that's who you would like to take over their closet
Oh,
from
100%.
1985 to 2000?
1985.
Or-
Well, basically his era, like he started really pulling off some fits like 1978 through
Oh.
1995.
Okay.
Like, but his like Giorgio Armani era,
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Style icon that shaped you.
So there's like a couple that I think that are, that have heavily influenced. Sabyasachi in India,
Okay.
heavy influence. Jerry Lorenzo, heavy influence. I think anything that Jerry Lorenzo does or Sabyasachi does, so cool.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And last, what's next for SAAF?
So colors, we are looking at colors. One of the things that I really want to be able to do is come out with. I've been kind of like testing it, but this double-breasted suit.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm like very specific perspective. You saw the lapel on our overcoats.
Yes.
Yeah, and that lapel I want to put on a suit
That would look so
because it's a
good.
one-piece lapel and it's wide, and I love it. And again, like I loved what Pat Riley used to wear. Like
Double
he
breast king, right?
yeah, just killed it, and he had wide lapels and, like, the way it just, like, hit. So for me, like, I would really love to be able to come out with a suit that, pays homage to that.
You'll do it.
I will do it.
Yeah.
I will do it. I've worn it, so I've been testing it. It's happening. It's
Nice.
happening, yeah.
Okay. So where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at the Osama Syed,
Okay.
and, at SAAF Garments.
Awesome. And it's SAAF
Correct.
Garments.
Yep.
Just to put it out
That's
there.
right.
It'll be all in the show notes. But hey, guys, if you liked this episode, hit that subscribe button. Share this with someone who you think will definitely benefit from this conversation, because you've got to go check out SAAF Garments. They're beautiful pieces. I mean, you can see them on him today. But thank you so much for coming and being on the show today. It was a pleasure.
This is amazing.
Yay.
Yay.